During the process of urea formation, finally urea is released from the liver, and then the kidney plays an important role in excretion of urea. So urea is synthesized in liver and is excreted out from the kidney. Remember, urea is less toxic, somewhere around 100,000 times lesser toxic compared to the ammonia, but it is also less soluble, requires moderate amount of energy to be formed because it occurs in mitochondria, so definitely energy is required, and the process is called ornithine cycle. Urea needs less water for excretion. Now, why animals? We all know life originated in water, so the initial organisms were all surrounded by water, so they had no problem of water availability, so they all used the mechanism of ammonotelism, ammonia to be released. But we all know when adaptation started, evolution started, slowly organism came upon land. Now on land, that means terrestrial lifestyle, terrestrial animals, they face the problem of shortage of water. That's why these two mechanisms have come into existence. In one method where water is still available in good amount on land, the animals started to secrete through the course of evolution urea, and those which face a real tough time with the availability of water, real scarcity of water, those animals have shifted from ammonotelism, they have shifted to uricotelism. So we need to remember that we can store urea for some time in our body. That's why we have learned in the junior classes the role of urinary bladder. We can store urine for some time in our body, but we need to remember that urea also has a normal range of how much it should circulate in the blood, because otherwise it will slowly starts becoming a problem, because it is toxic though it is less toxic. So the normal level of urea in blood in the human is 17 to 30 milligram per 100 ml of blood. So if this level starts going up, it becomes a problem for us. And then we also need to remember that this formation of urea which occurs in the liver mitochondria or hepatocytes mitochondria involves a cycle called ornithine cycle. During this cycle, there are amino acids formed such as ornithine, citrulline, arginine. So these all are the amino acids which will finally turn the compound into urea. So urea formation occurs in this manner. Remember, a man can concentrate urea about 100 times in comparison to the concentration of the blood. And then the next one is the uricotelism. There are animals which are able to release uric acid. Okay, let me give you some examples also. Urea is released in the case of human being. We can take the example of kangaroo rats. We can take the example of camel. We need to remember kangaroo rats and camel, they face a lot of shortage of water. So though they are ureotelic in nature, they release very less amount. That means very much concentrate urine so that they can save a lot of water. Next one is the uric acid. Uric acid is also synthesized in liver and to some extent even in the mucosa of the intestines. Now, uric acid is synthesized from excessive amount of purines. Now, purines in your biomolecule chapter you have already learned. Purines are of two types, adenine and guanine. So, adenine and guanine, even proteins and ammonia, they all are able to convert into uric acid. And remember, even human release certain amount of uric acid daily. So human excretes 1 gram of uric acid per day through the urine, and the normal level of the uric acid in the blood of human is 2 to 6 milligram per 100 ml. So you can have a comparison here. 30 milligram is the upper limit, just 6 or 5 gram is the upper limit for the uric acid. Now in the case of uric acid, we need to remember that it is the least toxic type of nitrogenous base and it is not at all soluble. So it remains in the form of crystal. So it is least toxic, it is not soluble, it remains in the form of crystal, and then it needs even more amount of energy. So maximum energy compared to all these types which I have discussed here, maximum energy is required for the uricotelism, for uric acid to be formed. And it happens because of breakdown of basically purines. And remember, least amount of water is required for excreting uric acid out. So because it is least toxic, so animal can store it for a very long time in the body. And examples I think you all are very well aware of, because in the junior classes you have learned that uric acid is released by, for example, birds, snakes, lizards. So reptiles and reptiles as well as the aves, birds, are able to release it. Remember, there are some exceptional organisms also. For example, we know spiders. Spiders are able to excrete adenine as well as guanine straight away. So they do not convert them into uric acid. They straight away are able to release adenine and guanine. So in the same manner, there are other organisms which are able to synthesize other type of waste materials, but maximum are nitrogenous waste material. In the same manner, mammals can also release certain amount of allantoic acid, keratin, then keratin, even the hippuric acid. So there are various types of other excretory material, but the main one to be discussed always are the ammonia, amino acid, urea, and the uric acid. I hope this whole topic is clear to you. Just remember that in this concept there is one more thing to remember, that uric acid is sometimes, if its concentration increase more in the human's body, it may cause a disease called as gout. There is a disease called as gout. So what is gout? Excessive uric acid in the blood, that it may go up to 60 milligram per 100 ml instead of 6 milligram. So it starts depositing in the tissues, in the joints, and then joints become painful, and this disorder is called as gout.